Good evening, YouTube. Do you long for some good old-fashioned High Elves action? Well, I know not all of you do, but I do. So, we've got some replays for you tonight, and let's check it out. Here we got some Illyrian Reavers on one flank, both flanks. Eagle Claw Bolt Thrower, front line of Spearmen who are already getting to get hit by some Warp Lightning, which I'm sure they enjoy. Several Archers, Tyrion, Lore Master of Hoeth, and 2 Sword Masters of Hoeth. Let's check out the Skaven army. It's like a front line of clan rats. Nasty, filthy, stinking clan rats. And then we've got some Storm Vermin with halberds here. Same on the other flank. Some Death Runners right in the middle. Some Poison Wind Globadiers, who are going to be anti-large and anti-armor. Some Plague Monk Censer Bearers. Brutal infantry unit if it's used right. And the Warp Lightning Cannons, which were probably brought in anticipation of a dragon. He's definitely got some anti-dragon tools here. Let's think about his lord. He's got some rat ogres out on one flank too. Queek Head Taker. Does he have a warlock engineer? No. Okay. But yeah, it looks like he came prepared for dragons, to me at least. So the Skaven are gonna lack armor and protection from these archers. So I'm assuming they're gonna want to engage with just spearmen up front. Now the spearmen will do pretty well though, because with martial prowess, they're gonna have a pretty sturdy defense. But they're gonna fall back and let the sword masters come in and do the cleanup work here. Woo, that was a nasty hit on the sword masters. So noble here that I didn't catch earlier. So quite a few hero units for the high elves, and it looks like the Skaven are gonna send in their clan rats. And the Sword Masters of Hoeth are going to do a lot of damage to these guys. Queek is in there now, though. Whistlin's Wild Form. That's an interesting one. In any case, yeah, the Sword Masters, no big surprise, cleaning up rats like it's no one's business. Illyrian Reavers are going to slow down the rat ogres to keep them from getting into the back lines, and then we're going to have the Storm Vermin there, though, so this fight won't go very well. The reserve spearmen are going to be sent forward to stop the rat ogres, who are probably going to make a beeline for the archers. The archers cleaning up quite a few units back here. So they're firing in. They've got a good target here, these death runners. The censer bearers are still being held in reserve. They've actually, one of them, taken a fair bit of damage from this eagle claw. So, not a big surprise here. The Illyrian Reavers get torn apart, but the Storm Vermin probably won't cut through the Spearmen in any hurry. There are these Poison Wind Globadiers, and the Elven Archers might want to give these guys some attention, because these Poison Wind Globadiers are pretty dangerous. Swordmasters, no problem cleaning up some Death Runners here, even though they were already damaged. Over here, these Swordmasters getting overrun by numbers, and then here comes the Plague Monk Censer Bearer. That unit is going to be able to deal some serious damage here. They don't have a lot of armor, but they're coming in a good position. Lore Master and Sword Masters charging into the other Censer Bearer. Then we've got some Spearmen attempting to come forward and push back these Poison Wind Globadiers. Kind of surprised again to not see the Archers working those Globadiers, and then let the Spearmen help out more in the infantry fight where they're needed. Let's see here. Got the Spearmen holding back the Censer Bearers, who did drive out the Sword Masters, so the elite infantry is gone for the High Elves at this point. It looks like the Censer Bearers are the target of the Archers at the moment, and then I guess he's just content using the Spearmen to keep these guys out of range. One of the Warp Lightning Cannons was destroyed. The other one is still firing. The Eagle Claw Bolt Thrower is still alive and still able to be used here, so that could be a clutch unit. That Warp Lightning Cannon is getting some work done, though. The Noble and Tyrion should be able to tank for a long time against Censer Bearers. But Censer Bearers have some pretty nice attack and weapon strength. They do a lot of damage. It's just their lack of armor makes them pretty vulnerable, and these archers are taking advantage of that. I wonder how the Poison Wind Globadiers ended up in the melee fight here. Maybe a misclick? This one's going to get free, but there's some Illyrian Reavers, and Queek Head Taker must have taken a beating. I mean, I wouldn't want Queek anywhere near Tyrion. Tyrion's an absolute tank. Queek is going to be better in a blob of infantry, I think. Oh, look, the Illyrian Reavers don't have an attack order. They're just going to get massacred. Wow, yeah, they got wrecked. They got rat-wrecked. The Lore Master has come back from routing, and it looks like Tyrion and the Noble push back the Plague Monks. And then we got the Eagle Claw Bolt Thrower just sitting back and shooting. These Radokers had an opportunity to kill the Bolt Thrower here too, but they must be more concerned about the archers. Nope. Looks, well, yeah. It's like they changed their mind. Now they're going to charge these spearmen, maybe try and take them out of the fight, but then that gives the archers time to fire. That's definitely not what you want, because the Rat Ogres are going to be very vulnerable to those archers. They would have wanted to actually get into combat quickly. Got some Sword Masters that have come back that probably need to be reactivated. Some Clan Rats and other stuff back here for the Skaven that have come back as well. That Bolt Thrower's throwing some bolts, doing what Bolt Throwers do. Some Storm Vermin. Wouldn't think that the Tyrian and the Noble really want to be in this fight for terribly long, but considering the Skaven are kind of on the losing side of this battle at this point, they should be okay. They can get these Storm Vermin to rout, but yeah, I mean, the Storm Vermin's going to be a fairly tanky unit here. It's the leadership they might be able to take advantage of. Same thing here, the Storm Vermin tanked out a lot of damage because the High Elves didn't have the Sword Masters to contend with them. Ooh, Poison Wind Globadiers could definitely damage these lords, but they can't outrun them. Most Skaven skirmishers could probably outrun you. Maybe even beat you in melee, but I don't think these guys will. So Noble's going to get this unit. Tyrion's here, but Tyrion's getting some support fire laid down there from the archers. There's a few Plague Monk Censer Bearers coming in. But Tyrion is going to pull through, and they want to get Queek. Yeah, that's probably a good idea, because if Queek dies, should break the leadership of the Skaven army here because of the Lord dead. Damage sustained, Lord recently died, so that should be the end of the Skaven. So a close battle, but a clear victory here for the High Elves against the verminous rat scum. You guys can tell I clearly have a bias towards the High Elves. Oh man, those Sword Masters, they got a lot of kills, but notice that neither one of them picked up a chevron because they killed a lot of Clan Rats. And then the Censer Bearers, I like how they were kept in reserve and came in late in the game, letting the other units kind of go in and tank out some damage so that martial prowess and other things will go away eventually, and that's definitely going to give the more elite Skaven infantry a fighting chance. The Poison Wind Globadiers didn't get challenged by the archers for quite a while in that battle. Would have been cool to see those guys get a little bit closer and try and take Tyrion, but that's the problem, is their range is relatively limited. And then the Warp Lightning Cannons, I mean, this one got a ton of kills, but again, no chevron on it. Doesn't mean they're not worth it. Just, you know, wasn't hitting anything that was super high value, or else it probably would have racked up a chevron. Let's grab another one. So this time I guess we're going to have Bear meeting an Angry Beaver. That sounds good. We'll see how that one works out. So this one's going to be, a double Witch Hunter Gelt meta. So this is the build that everybody told me is kind of really the Gelt build that was popularized. So let's see how the High Elves handle. I like that he's got all this long range. That's going to give the Empire fits because they've gone heavy on skirmisher cavalry. But usually once an Empire player is committed to this, they're going to be pretty annoying about it. You can see that this army is built around a pretty simple premise, especially on this map. Get a High Elf player who doesn't have enough range, they get frustrated and they charge forward. And the whole idea is so that your infantry here, you're probably just kind of delaying tactics so that you get to shoot from the flank, use Gelt to damage the Lord, so on and so forth. I mean, that's the idea. And then the double Witch Hunters can use accuse and shoot at the dragons. I mean, this army definitely has an intended purpose to harass and force an engagement that you don't want. And I like that there's a whole bunch of missile infantry, because to me this seems like the natural counter to this type of thing. Because what is the Empire going to do? They can't match the range of the Elves. They can't. They can try, but it's not going to happen. Golden Hounds, I actually think that the bombardment spell is better. Yeah, Searing Doom would have been a better choice there. Because the Hounds move around a lot. They do great damage in a blob, and if you overcast it, they stay still. They don't move around as much. They still move around. But if you overcast it, then it can be very effective in a blob. So Hounds is really for blob. Searing Doom is better if you're just trying to one-off a unit. But the Searing Doom can be good in a blob too, honestly, because then it just doesn't miss. So here's the ranged, pushing out the Pistoliers. Then on this flank, I believe this was outright, or no, more Pistoliers. Are Pistoliers really that much better? They don't really seem like they'd be very useful. There's one Outrider with the Pistoliers. Yes, I mean, I can't imagine. I mean, are Pistoliers really that much better? I mean, they still have extremely limited range, right? Didn't they just get like some extra ammo or something? Like, yeah, maybe speed. I'm not really sure. They would only be good against unarmored stuff, and I mean, the High Elves tend to have plenty of armor and range. So I'm not sure about the pick of Pistoliers versus High Elves. Yeah, and here's the High Elf range. That's what I'm talking about. You're going to use this to your advantage. The Witch Hunters and Balthasar do not have the armor to be playing these kind of games. Balthasar is especially vulnerable to this because he's up on a Pegasus. So this is going to force the Empire player to engage, which is what the Elves want. Then the Elves just have to maintain a defensive position to keep the cavalry units out of their archers. Keep the cavalry units out of the archers, you got a fighting chance. The Sword Masters should take a dump on Empire infantry. The handgunners need to die quickly in order for this to be effective. Looks like the swordsmen are going to take some shots, but like I said, as soon as the handgunners are in range, they need to get focused down and out, because they are a big threat to the princess on her Star Dragon, as are the Witch Hunters. So that should probably be the priority line here. These nobles would be great if they could get into the Witch Hunter. I mean, they would kick the crap out of the Witch Hunter. No doubt about it. The noble has anti-infantry as well. Yeah, another Hound spell here, but again, the Hounds is really only going to work if you create the blob. You really need to create the blob in order to use the Hounds. So like, for instance, send a steam tank in, cause a big blob, and then use the Hounds. That's the kind of thing that I would want to see. Gelt is getting chased out by the archers. Fair enough. And here, the great swords have been the focus. So once again, he's going to fall back with the spearmen and intercept with the sword masters. Not a bad tactic here, and then he's going to hold the spearmen in reserve because they die easier in melee. He's going to fall back with the archers. The Pistoliers over here just kind of being kept at bay by a spearman. Over here, the same thing, Pistoliers. Sword masters are tearing down some great swords. Sword masters should do fairly well. Oh no, they got hit with Accusation. That's kind of strange. Is Accusation really any good against sword masters? I guess I'd have to test that. And Accusation got the dragon here too. Let's see if Balthasar, he's been using a lot of magic. I'm not sure. Here comes an overcast Searing Doom. You would think Balthasar would have wanted to save his magic for either the final transmutation or have used it better to kill archers. It's like Balthasar's magic hasn't been terribly well focused here. Yeah, here comes a noble. He's going to destroy this Witch Hunter. Yeah, okay, this Hound's, see, even though it gets into the blob of archers, I still think that the Searing Doom just kind of does better overall. I find that the Hounds are better against, like, dwarves or something that are really heavy mass. And, get them in a blob first. Look how quick that Witch Hunter died. And same thing over here. Witch Hunters get absolutely owned because they don't have any armor. I mean, they can be a useful unit in very certain situations, but you got to keep them safe. They are squishy. So they're really more meant to sit back and get some armor-piercing shots in. I kind of wish the Witch Hunter, instead of having that pistol, I think it'd be kind of cool for the Witch Hunter to have a rifle and a little bit more range. Kind of like the engineer, or what do you call it? The crap, why can't I think of it now? The Dwarven engineer unit. I can't think of his name right now. Yeah, but anyway, I think the engineer makes a little more sense. Like having the rifle like that kind of makes that unit more useful. The pistol is such limited range. It's actually decent range on that pistol. 90. It's not good. Kind of surprised the handguns have been allowed to stick around too. I guess it's because the archers have been pushed so far back. You see the Pistoliers here trying to trade with the archers. Whatever happened to the Empire Knights? The Reichsguard. Pistoliers. Empire Knights were there. Okay, so the Reichsguard is going to get a charge into the Lothern Sea Guard, but that's not really the unit you want to charge. They've got spears, and they're going to be quite handy in melee. The charge from the Reichsguard didn't really get them that good because they were in a column formation, so the Reichsguard's going to get owned, actually. I mean, yeah, you've got to get a really good charge on Lothern Sea Guard for this to be worth it. because their armor and their shield and their spear makes them very competent in a prolonged melee. And then that extra arrow support there coming in from the other unit, yeah, I mean, they just mowed down the Reiksguard. Balthasar gets caught on the ground, or just maybe a desperation move here, knowing that there's nothing left to be done. So Balthasar and a Witch Hunter, definitely no match for 2 Elven Nobles. So yeah, Balthasar's not much of a match for anybody on the ground, to be honest. I still think a way to make Balthasar, he has 50 armor, that's better than what he used to have, but I still say that the way to make Balthasar a lot more useful, give him some armor. Just give the guy some armor. I don't see what's wrong with it. People always tell me, it's just his face that was metal, not his whole body. Well, he's still lore of metal, right? I don't think it's that weird for us to imagine that Balthasar could have some armor. I still think it would make him a more versatile unit overall. I'm not saying to make his melee stats or anything better, because his melee stats are weak. But if you gave Balthasar the ability to tank just a little bit of damage, not a lot, but you know, just a little bit, I think it makes him a more interesting and versatile lord. He's still good. He can still be used in the right situations. He's extremely squishy. He's one of the squishiest legendary lords out there. And that's saying something, because there's slans out there. Yeah, I'm talking about you, Mazdamundi. And yes, you squishy. It's just that he's squishy from fat rolls, not from a hit point standpoint, especially when you put him on his big stegodon. Zlock, or whatever it's called. Yeah, he ain't squishy in that case. I was just making fun of his weight. That's all there was to it. He's a giant squishy toad, you know, so... Okay, you guys get it. Wow, this is actually going to be really close. It's like the handgunners are going to die, which is going to be a huge, important thing for the elves. There's still some archers back here with just a little bit of ammo, but there's quite a bit of cavalry moving around here too, and these pistoliers have a fair bit of ammo. The pistoliers need to be killed. And again, they're going to charge the Lothern Sea Guard. Yeah, you're pistoliers, not Reiksguard, fellows. If it didn't work out too great for the Reiksguard, I'm really not sure how this ends well for you here either. These unarmored pistoliers, I would think, would take a pretty good beating. I mean, these guys are so low, it might work out for them. But, I mean, they took some losses in the process, and that's lost ammo at this point. But the Empire player's just kind of all in. Wants to kill these archers. And he's going to get them. So the pistoliers will get him, but there's a... Oh, these archers shattered now too. So the elves in a bit of a rough spot here. They've just got 2 nobles. And Balthasar's not dead. They're gonna have to chase out these handguns for sure. Just a few spearmen and 2 nobles, and then this Lothern Sea Guard just returned from routing. Let's see if it can maybe get a shot or 2 off. I mean, anything they can do here will be useful. Another archer returned from routing. I mean, like I said, every pistolier they kill at this point takes ammo with it. So even if they die, as many as they can take with them is going to be useful, because all that ammo on those pistoliers could be used against the nobles. And at this point, Balthasar is definitely going to be wishing he had final transmutation. But he may not have any magic for it either if he had brought it, because it does use up a ton of magic. Is this Reiksguard really going to try and charge these spearmen? Just let the infantry have him, man. They're going to go try and get up against the wall so they can't get outflanked. Here it comes. I'm not sure if the spearmen got entirely braced for that, but I don't think this is going to end well for the Reiksguard. They got away. Let's see, the other noble, yep, shattered the handguns, and now it can come back. Let's see what we got. I mean, the pistoliers are really the only chance here, and they did take some damage getting rid of those archers. So that was pretty good for those regrouped archers to do that much damage. Let's see what they got. Swordsman, Reiksguard, Swordsman, Swordsman, Great Swords. Great Swords have very little health left. Oof. Let's see what that noble can do to the Reiksguard. It's actually going to knock him out of the fight. Eventually. For those pistoliers, again, they have a lot of ammo. It's not armor-piercing ammo, but it's a lot of ammo. This is going to be close. It says it's in favor of the elves here. Probably because Balthasar is so weak. And if that keeps swinging, if this keeps swinging here, the elves are just going to win. And those cheap state troops not paying off right now for the Empire. The Elven nobles tearing apart this infantry. I do believe, are they an anti-large unit on the horse? Yeah, anti-large. My bad, I think I said anti-infantry earlier. They're an anti-large unit on the horse. I forget that they're anti-large because they're fighting with the halberd. But they trashed that infantry, that's for sure. It's their armor-piercing attack here that's probably going to make them fairly useful. I don't know what they have in terms of splash attack. Oh, an archer came back from routing. So that could actually help keep the pistoliers in check. It only has 4 volleys, but that's still 4 volleys that the pistoliers aren't going to want to get shot by. Oh, and they really should not just charge over here. I don't know if they have a whole lot of options, but yeah, I mean, again, every pistolier that died takes ammo with it, and it's going to sway the power bar. And the power bar is already looking ugly. See here, they just do not do much damage to an armored target. But, I mean, if they can use up all that ammo, it certainly helps swing the bar. Balthasar is going to get in here in combat, but again, Balthasar is pretty squishy. He's going to try and run away, which means he's going to be attacked in the back, and it might rout him. And he's going to get shot now, too. So Balthasar probably... I can understand why he doesn't want to commit to that fight, because there's 2 nobles on the way, but he's in a bad position one way or the other. So now he's got to try and dodge arrows like no one's business, and he's doing pretty good. I mean, he's dodging the arrows pretty well. This is where the battle is going to end for the Empire here, because the archers are going to shoot down some of the pistoliers. Here comes a Searing Doom. Archers, are they going to move? Nope, they're going to get hit. Didn't do a lot. Did not do a lot in that case.
Following orders.
Only 1 more volley. I think he's right to use it on the pistoliers. Kill as many of them as you can, because again, it takes away ammo. Balthasar is going to charge down again. Desperation, and he's going to run off. He's down to 500 hit points. He's got to get away from those nobles. If he gets caught, he is dead, dead, dead. And some infantry, some swordsmen regrouped over here. Ooh, he lost a pistolier. And it looks like the nobles are just going to put on a chase here. They've got pretty solid speed. They're going to catch these guys because they're tired. This battle's over, folks. And Balthasar again comes down in desperation to kill the archers. Which is kind of strange because they don't have any ammo. But Balthasar takes 1 poke from the halberd. He's gone. And it's a Pyrrhic victory. Love me some high elf victories here. Nice games there. Chikifko, or however you say that. Angry Beaver, well played too, man. I finally got to see the Kelp meta in play here. I haven't gotten to see that one yet, so do hope you all enjoyed that one. It's a fun game from both players. And if you all stay tuned, I'll be back with some more videos soon. I think I'm going to do, I don't know the order, that this is the exact order I'm going to be doing stuff in, but just so you all know what's heading your way. I'm going to do a little bit more Surviving Mars just because I'm having a lot of fun with it. That's kind of like a personal thing for me. I know maybe not as many of you will want to watch it as others, but that one's just like, I like it, I'm having fun with it, and I want to play it just because it's variety for me. It helps keep things lively for me. Still going to be doing some Arena. Someone asked me about the Techless campaign. That's a good point. We need to finish that one. It's on my laptop because it keeps crashing on my desktop. That's why it slowed down anyway. So we will finish that one. In fact, I might do that one next. Go ahead and finish it because it's the closest to the end. We're also going to reboot the Karl Franz Mortal Empires campaign, and eventually we'll finish Katep, and I still have the Krokgar save and the Skaven saves as well, so we can do those. I don't know, again, campaign, I probably just need to be finishing some off and kind of working my way through so that they get finished. That's why it felt good to finish the Kalita one. So we got that one finished. I'm trying to think what else is coming up. Obviously more Warhammer 2 battles. You all tell me if there's something else you want to see, and maybe I'll be able to get it in, but I'll keep it coming. Hope you all enjoy it. HeirofCarthage signing out. I will see you soon.